Right, welcome. Here we go. We are returning to The Gathering. This is season 4 of the League of Extraordinary Investigators. It is a competitive league where we all play solo and score each other based on a predetermined set of results. For this season, we are doing Return to Night of the Zealot, so it'll be a nice short season compared to some of the others, and a chance to go back to where it all started. Scoring for this episode, scene, scenario, whatever you want to call it, scoring is basically up to 6 of the VP that you earn from the scenario. So it could be from locations, it could be from the Ghoul Priest, it could be from the ghouls that are in the encounter deck. But we're capping it as 6 so that it's a fair balance between investigators that are good at investigating and those that are good at fighting. And those that are good at both don't run away with all the points. When we move on to Midnight Masks, that will be 1 point per cultist, and when we move on to the Devourer Below, the points are based around a successful resolution. Fewer points if you lob Lita in, and if you get defeated, pity points for how much damage you put on Mordoth. Okay, so I am playing Dexter Drake. For no other reason than he's the newest investigator I've got, and I've only played him once in a practice game for this stream. So I have given both decks a shuffle, but I'm just giving them an extra shuffle on screen. My chaos bag is laid out there, so you can see that hopefully it's correct for a standard difficulty. There's some complexity in Dexter's deck, in his rules, in that he has Molly, his magician's assistant, and basically I can name a trait of an asset and she can find it in my deck. So my deck, stolen shamelessly, the Flex Dex deck of Arkham DB, where it's 50% assets and most of them are uniquely traded within the deck. So it means if I urgently need some cluing assets, I can name the trait and find it. That's a bad example because that's a spell trait which is duplicated. You get the idea. Anyway, it was good fun when I played it before, so in my opening hand I am primarily looking for Molly Maxwell, otherwise Sixth Sense, Enchanted Blade, or Leo. I've got this little tracker here to keep track of whether I've done my discard an asset you control, play an asset with a different title reducing its cards by 1. Which it should be easy to remember anyway, but I do like to keep track of these things because if you end up in a complicated turn, did I do it? Did I? Was that last turn? Was it? Oh. But anyway, let's draw my opening hand. Looking for Molly, looking for Sixth Sense, looking for Leo or the Enchanted Blade. I think it was. Well, Molly, amnesia. We're not having that. Drawn to the Flame. Another Drawn to the Flame, Quantum Flux, Swift Reflexes. Okay, definitely keeping Molly. Do I keep a Drawn to the Flame? Possibly. Shuffle. Quantum Flux will be useful later when my deck's getting low. Swift Reflexes will give me an extra action. I think I'm going to dump both of the Drawn to the Flames and the Swift Reflexes, and then I'm going to draw the rest. So 1, Quantum Flux, 2, Leo, 3, Sixth Sense, more yet. And Gregory. For the league, we had a choice of playing Amnesia or Paranoia. I chose Amnesia because for decks, I think that's the least bad of the two. Paranoia, you lose all of your money, so you could have great cards in your hand, but then you can't play them. At least with Amnesia, you lose all of your cards but one, so you've still got your money and you can still play one card. So if you've got that one card, you really need to play. You can hopefully. Oh, that's theory anyway. Whether it works or not is an entirely different matter. And given that it's me piloting the deck, it won't work. Okay, let's go. My hand. I haven't even drawn my opening resources. That's not a good start, is it? So 3, 4, 5. My lovely buy the same token goodies. I'm going to put my hand up there so that you can sort of see it. Okay, so opening. Oh, shall we do the blurb? Is it worth doing the blurb? Everyone knows this, don't they? What's going on? It's late at night. You're holed up in your study, researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from the parlour down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning as if something were digging beneath the floor. And we have a 3 doom on that. And Act 1A, Mysterious Gateway. As you leave to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your very eyes, leaving behind a strange gateway to another part of the house. There must be a reason why this is happening. So only investigators in the guest hall can spend the requisite number of clues, 3, to advance. I find myself in the study. We have 1 clue to find. Shroud of 3. As a 2 actions, I could draw 3 cards. When an enemy attempts to spawn at a location that is not in play, put that location in play and spawn the enemy here. Yes, forgot to say, yes, obligatory Cthulhu t-shirt, obligatory mug of coffee, that I will leave to go cold throughout the game. Right, so first thing I do is I pay 3 for 6 cents. Second thing I do is I investigate using 6 cents. I investigate using head instead of book. Head of 5. It would also help if I actually put my chaos tokens in the bag. So I'm doing a 5 on a 3. I don't really want to lob any of these in, not that any can help anyway, because I'm using head and I'm not using Molly on a skill. Right. 5 on a 3. Plus 1. There you go. I have my first clues. So that was action 1. Action 2, you'll move to the guest hall. No clues here. Action 3, move to the bathroom. 1 clue here as well. Okay, that's my go done. No Leo action to do, no enemies in play. Ready cards, gain a resource, and a card. 3, 5. Swift reflexes. Okay, doing on the agenda. 1. Again, if you're not familiar with these tokens, it's that side is 1, and then when you flip it, so just tentacles is 1, and when you can flip it, there is a 2 on it. So, okay. So we've put the Doom on and we draw an encounter, and our first encounter is Dissonant Voices. You cannot play assets or events. Brilliant on decks. At least it's only for 1 round. Okay, action 1. We investigate the bathroom using Sixth Sense. 5 on a 1. -1. That's another success. Action 2, move to the guest hall. Action 3, move to the bedroom. Just to make sure, I did reveal a number, didn't I, when I investigated? They're not as simple, so that's fine. So the forced effect here is after I fail a skill test while investigating the bedroom, I have to discard a card at random from my hand. Okay, no enemies in play. Ready cards, card and a resource. Again, Lone Wolf, excellent. If you bear with me while I do a bit of live on-stream spreadsheet editing, I will remind myself to add, if Lone Wolf is in play, this tracker thing was useful at first to keep track of how many turns we were taking, because in earlier versions of the league we used turns taken as a tiebreak. So if you finished the league a round faster than someone else, you ranked above them in the results table if you had the same points. But I just find it useful just to keep track of what on earth I'm doing, because I have a memory like a sieve, because I am old. Okay. So, no enemies to attack. I draw my card and a resource, Doom on the agenda, so that flips to 2, and an encounter. We have a corpse-hungry ghoul, our first VP. Oh, and also at the end of the round, Dissonant Voices goes away. So he spawns in the bedroom, I am in the bedroom, so I have to deal with him straight away. And I don't have anything to deal with. So this is where I think I need to... Oh no, Molly isn't in play, so I can't use her ability cursor. Okay, this could be very bad. Right. And that was the end. So my evade is 2, my fight is 3. His fight is 4, his evade is 3, so they're both 1 up on me. He is a hunter. Ideally, I need my shriveling out, but I don't have shriveling. I don't really want to take 2. I'd have to take an attack of opportunity to play Molly, an attack of opportunity to then find the shriveling. And there's a 50-50 chance, no, 75-25 chance I'd find the shriveling, but a 1 in 4 chance I'd find another Sixth Sense. Right, what do I do? What do I do? I've got no way of dealing with him. And he's the nasty one that does 2 of each. Right, I think I have to evade. Use it, and I will commit Swift Reflexes to put me on a 4. I could commit Lone Wolf as well, but I'll be losing out on my extra monies. Let's go for it. 4 on a 3 evade. 5 on a 3. Let's throw quantum reflux in. 5 on a 3. Right. At least he doesn't have alert. Okay. So that's action 1, fail evade. Action 2. I think I have to lob in Molly. I don't want to. Oh, US, sorry, I've just seen there's some Twitch chat coming through. Hello. This was from an Etsy store holder, Momo Monster Co. She does images for playmats, and then I had it printed locally on a playmat here in the UK. Wasn't cheap overall because you had to buy the image and then I had to pay for the printing, but I play Arkham more than any of my other games. I won't say a lot because people played a lot more than I do. But yeah, love it. Yeah, my mat, I buy the same tokens, love them all. But you're not using it. No. Well, I sort of am. It's just that with this being a stream, the mat is portrait, but the video is landscape. So it fits the screen layout better if I have it this way around. But yeah, that is my discard pile. That is my encounter cards. That is my agenda deck. That is my app deck. I've just got it rotated, that's all. Right, back to the game. I was considering throwing Molly under the train at this corpse-hungry ghoul. I've already thrown away one of my quantum fluxes. I do have another one in the deck, so that does let me recycle my deck at some point, so there is a chance Molly can come back, but it's a lot slimmer than her being in my hand to start with. I could lob the lone wolf. So Molly will boost me by 2 because she's got evade and a question mark. My evade is 2, 3, 4, so that'll put me on a 4 on a 3. If I lob lone wolf in again, that's 5 on a 3. I think I've got to do it, otherwise I am going to get beaten down quite quickly. 5 on a 3. Elder thing, that's a -4, isn't it? Why have I got an elder thing in when elder thing is... why am I on the hard expert side? Now I am confused because I've got an elder thing in there and it's not in the gathering, on the gathering card. Have I set my bag up wrong? Yes, there should not be an elder thing in there. So I will draw again. Skull. -X, number of ghouls at your location, there is 1, so that's a -1, so I pass. The ghoul is evaded for now. But at what cost? Okay. Right, that was my 2 actions to evade the ghoul. I have 1 action left. I really want Leo, but I can't afford him yet. So I think for my third action, I'm just going to take a resource, which will give me 6 by the next turn. It's quite a... or do I need to move away? But I need that clue. So, okay, so my third action, I think this is difficult. If I take the clue, he's going to engage me again. And I've got to deal with him again. I don't have anything to do, any way of dealing with that. If I move away, I think I have to move away for that third action to at least give me some time to prepare to deal with him. Yeah, third action move. I don't have Leo in play. No enemies are awake. Ready card. Card and a resource. That puts me 5, and I draw Shriveling. Excellent. That stands me in good stead now. Doom. We go to 3 out of 3, so we advance. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It's almost as if you have been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and then you recognise elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide, either discard a card at random from his or her hand when I've just got the card I want, or I take 2 horror. I'm taking 2 horror, I'm not risking it. I'll regret this later, I know I will. 1, 2 horror. Just move that up so you can actually see that there. 2 horror, there, there. Okay, and an encounter card. I draw Crypt Chill. Test head of 4. If I fail, choose and discard an asset you control. Well, I can't boost it. My head is 5, so a 5 on a 4. -4. That was bad. Right, choose and discard an asset you control. I'm only controlling 6th sense, so that goes. This is going a lot worse than my practice room. Lone Wolf is not in play. Action 1, pay 3. For Shriveling, which comes with 4 charges. 2, 3, 4. Shriveling lets me fight using my head instead of my fist, so that's a 5 attack. It's still only a 5 on a 4, but it's better than a 3 on a 4. Okay. So that was action 1, play Shriveling. Action 2, so he should have readied. Action 2, move back into the bedroom where the ghoul engages me. Action 3, attacking with a Shriveling charge. So that's a 5 on a 4 with nothing I can boost it with. 5 on a 4. -1, that's a pass. So it deals +1 damage, so that's 2 damage on the Corpse Hungry Ghoul, but he is going to hit me now. 1 charge spent. So that was my third action. I don't get a Leo action. Onto enemies move, enemies attack, so that's 2 damage and 2 horror. Ouch. So it puts me on 4 out of 8 horror and 2 out of 6 damage. Nothing to ready. Card and a resource. I draw Liquid Courage. That would be useful. And a resource. Doom on the agenda. 1 of 7. The floor beneath you is giving way and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be here when they do. And I draw an encounter card. Frozen in Fear. First time you perform one of the following actions: move, fight or evade. It costs an extra action. One thing I'm never sure of there, is it any of them or Oh no, it's one of the following. Right. Well, I'm going to fight with shrivelling again. 5 on a 4 again. I could lob in liquid courage to make it 6 on a 4, but don't want to. 6 on a 5 on a 4. That's my second elder sign. Tentacle auto fail. Okay. So that was action 1, a failed attack. Luckily he doesn't have retaliate. Third attack, second action, let's attack him again. I'm doing a 5 on a 4, -1. The corpse hungry ghoul is dead. That is my first victory point. So, thinking about it, that cost me 2 actions for my first fight and then 1 action for my second fight. So that's all of my actions taken. At the end of my turn, test head of 3. My head is 5. Oh, and yeah, I've used 2 charges, haven't I? Have I? I should have used a third charge there, shouldn't I? I think. Right, Frozen in Fear, test head of 3, -1. That's a pass. So I discard Frozen in Fear. Okay, so we have no enemies in play, so we can skip that. Card and a resource. Drawn to the flame. Doom on the agenda, so that's 2 out of 7. And my encounter card is the other victory point. Cool. And he's got 4 health this time. But at least he spawns in the bathroom and he hasn't got Hunter. So I can decide whether I'm doing anything with him or not later. Right, I don't have Lone Wolf in play. So action 1, I'm going to pay 1 and I'm going to put Lone Wolf in play. That's not Lone Wolf, that's Liquid Courage. I spent Liquid Courage. I spent Lone Wolf. It's okay, I'm spending 1 to put Liquid Courage in play. 1, 2, well, 4 supplies. In fact, let me rewind. I'm not doing that. Where am I? No, I will do that. So that's 1 spent. I'll just put that 1 back. Don't know what I did. So I spent 1 to put Liquid Courage in play. Now I think I did put that 1 back, didn't I? Was I on? I was on 5 when I was going to draw 1 to play. Moved, came back with string, 3, whatever. Right, okay. Action 1, played Liquid Courage. Action 2, I'm going to use Liquid Courage to heal a horror. And then I'm going to test head of 2. 5 on a 2, -1. I heal another horror. So I'm now a slightly drunken magician. So that was my second action. First action, play Liquid Courage. Second action, drink the Liquid Courage. Third action, I suppose I could try and investigate. 2 on a 2. Two on a 2. I'm feeling a little fragile, so I'm not going to rely on drawn to the flame. So I'm going to make it 3 on a 2 with drawn to the flame. Three on a 2, drawn to the flame. 0. Not 3 on a 2, drawn to the flame. 3 on a 2, investigate. So I have my third clue. So that's my actions done. He is not a hunter. No one attacks. Ready cards, card and a resource. I draw amnesia. Choose and discard all but one card from your hand. Choose. So I'm keeping Leo. Bye, Greg. So that's dealt with. Doom goes to 3. And my encounter card is Chill from Below. Test head of 3. Aha. For each point you fail by, discard a card at random. For each card you cannot discard, take a damage. Okay, head of 3. So 5 on a 3, 5 on a 3, skull. No ghouls at my location, so that's a pass. And we live to fight another day. I don't have lone wolf in play, so I'm glad I added that to my spreadsheet, seeing as I committed straight away. Okay, so action 1, move to the guest hall. So now I will spend the 3 clues to advance the act. The layout of your home is vastly different from its usual structure. Somehow your guest hall seems to have looped around on itself and you are stuck with no way to enter the main hallway near the front of the house. You notice that the wall between the guest bedroom and the bathroom is rotted and stained with what appears to be old blood. With no other way to proceed, you have no choice but to bust through the weak, rotted wall. Put the set-aside hole in the wall location into play. Choose an investigator in the guest hall. He immediately moves to the hole in the wall. Well, since I'm the only one here, it's got to be me. Test head of 4. And for each point you fail by, discard a random card from your hand. Head of 5, 5 on a 4. Nothing I can use to commit it by. Increase it by 5 on a 4. -1. That is my saviour today. It must have come out 4 times on the trot. Okay, so that's a pass. Act 2A, the barrier. The glowing barrier blocks the path to your parlour. Sorry, I haven't revealed hole in the wall. After you reveal this, put the set aside attic, cellar and parlour into play. Attic, cellar and parlour. And I put that one the wrong way round, so it's obvious I cannot go into the parlour yet, because the entrance to the parlour is blocked by a dark glowing unfathomable barrier. You cannot move into the parlour. Okay, so the glowing barrier blocks your path to the parlour. As you move towards it, intense heat forces you to back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or the attic that could help. When the round ends, investigating the hallway may, as a group, spend the requisite number of clues, 3, to advance. Okay. So that was my first action, wasn't it? I moved into the guest hall and I I spent the clues to advance. So my first action was the move. So my second action, I can't afford to play Leo yet. I either move into the attic or I move into the cellar. I can't remember. They both do something bad, so let's do the top first. Attic. Forced. After you reveal the attic, put the set aside far above your house into play. And that's it. Okay, so we have one clue to find here, but it's a shroud of 3, and I have not got my sixth sense anymore, which is unfortunate. So for my third action, there's no point in me investigating a 2 on a 3, is there? I can't afford to play Leo. I think I have my weaknesses out, so I'm just going to draw 1. Arcane Initiate. So I can search the top 3 cards for a spell, draw it. Sixth Sense is a spell, so that's an option of finding Sixth Sense in the absence of Molly. But my actions are all spent now. Hunter enemies move, he is not a hunter. No enemies to attack. Ready cards, nothing to ready. Card on a resource, I get Spectral Razor. And a resource, that puts me in 4 resources. Doom, we go to 4 out of 7. This isn't going well. Encounter. Chill from below, test head of 3. For each point you fail by, discard a card at random from your hand. Okay, so a 5 on a 3 test. That's a cultist, and a cultist is -1, so that's a pass. Right, I don't have Lone Wolf in play. Action 1. I pay 1 for Arcane Initiate. I'm not using Dexter's Juggling, am I? It will save me money in the long run, but never mind. So, okay, so I have Arcane Initiate. After she enters play, place a Doom on her. Exhaust her to search the top 3 cards of my deck for a spell. Draw it, shuffle my deck. 1, Scroll of Prophecies. 2, Moonlight Ritual. 3, Delve Too Deep. Well, I may as well take the Moonlight Ritual, because I can play that to get rid of that Doom when I need to. Reshuffle my deck. Right, so first action was to play the Arcane Initiate. It was a free action to exhaust her and search. Action 2. I need that clue, don't I? But I don't have the tools. Is it wrong to just sit and draw? Probably. Or do I move far above my house and get the clue from, see if I can get a clue from there? It'll be a victory point anyway, so if I can, let's move. Action 2 will move far above my house. Well, that's better, it's only a 2 shroud with 1 clue. Test head of 4. -1, that's a pass. So action 2 was move. Action 3, we shall investigate with a flat 2 on A2. Oof. +2. You may return an asset from the play area to your hand. So I get the clue, which gives me a victory point. I may return an asset to my hand. I return Shriveling to my hand, so I can charge it back up again. and draw a card. That's very nice. Okay. No hunter enemies in play, no enemies to attack. Ready cards, card and a resource. Overpower. Resource 4. Doom on the agenda, we're at 5 out of 7, 6 with Arcane Initiate. So if I don't remove that Doom, we are advancing this turn. And my encounter card is going to be Ancient Evils, isn't it? Oh, it's the Grave Eater. Okay, so he's 2/2/2. After he attacks me, discard a card at random from my hand. Right, don't have Lone Wolf. Action 1, this is where I need my Spectral Razor. So I'm going to pay 2 for Spectral Razor attack. Fight. Add my head to my skill value, so that's a fight of 8. Seems a bit of a waste on a 2 health enemy, but it's efficiency, isn't it? So that gives me an 8 on a 2. -2. That's a definite pass. It deals 3 damage because he is non-elite. Unfortunately, he's not a VP enemy. So my first action was fighting the dude. Second action. I move back here. I exhaust Arcane Initiate to search the top 3 cards of my deck for a spell. Ooh. Take that. Reshuffle those. I forgot that I've got Yashtaroth in my deck. I'm happily withdrawing cards, and I've got another weakness in there, haven't I? Okay. And for my third action, I shall play Moonlight Ritual to remove Doom from a card and control. Okay. No enemies to move. No enemies that will move, I mean. Ready cards. Card. And a resource drawn to the flame. I'm never going to afford Leo, am I? So, what have I got in my hand at the moment? I have Leo. I have my Shriveling, which I can now afford to put back in. I have Scroll of Prophecies, which gives me extra cards. I have Overpower for a fight attack. I have Eldritch Inspiration to deal with the negatives on a Shriveling. And I have Drawn to the Flame for discovering bonus clues. I don't really need that now. I don't have anything there for actual cluing, do I? I don't think I'm going to get Leo into play at this stage in the game now. So I can log Leo in to make it 3 on a 3 investigate. Well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Ahead of myself. Doom. We're now back at 6 out of 7. Encounter card. Acolyte of Amorduth. Three, 2. Okay, so what do we do now? His evade is 2, my evade is 2, his fight is 3, my fight is 3. I can overpower it. I could take an attack of opportunity to put Shriveling into play. Or I could use Dexter's ability actually, couldn't I? let's do that. Let's save myself an attack of opportunity. I will discard the Arcane Initiate and put Shriveling into play. This is using Dexter's free action, so it's not an action, so it doesn't cost me an attack of opportunity. So now I have Shriveling in play with 4 charges. And I reduce its cost by 1, so it only costs me 2 to play it. And still no, so that's no action taken. So now I take an action to fight using head. So 5 on a 3. 5 on a 3, and I'm going to lob in a ward drawn to the flame to make it 6 on a 3. I know there is a -4 in here, but 6 on a 3. That's my 3rd tentacle. That's 1 charge spent. Action 1, 1 charge spent. Action 2, let's shrivel him again. Wait a minute, I should take a horror for that tentacle. So let's do it again. This time I will lob in. Wait a minute, no, what I could do, instead of taking that horror, I could, well, does it matter? I'll save that Eldritch Inspiration, shall I? Yeah, I'll save it. I'll take the horror and I'll save the Eldritch Inspiration for another go. So I will do another shriveling. So this is 5 on a 3 again. 5 on a 3, Elder Sign, that's better. 7 on a 3, so that's 2 damage. Charge spent. You may return an asset from your play area to your hand and then draw a card. Don't really want to. I'll draw a card. And it's Yaztaroth, isn't it? Put it in your threat area. I cannot put assets into play. So it's 2 actions to get rid of him. I've spent 2 actions so far fighting the Acolyte and 2 charges. Do I just try a straightforward fight up to 3, 4, 5 on a 3 using Overpower? I think I do that. 5 on 3, Overpower. Skull, there is 1 ghoul at my location, so that's only a -1, so that's a pass. The Acolyte is dead. And because of Overpower, what have I done with Overpower? There it is, a successful draw a card. Delve 2 tickets. So I did 2 fights, 2 shrivelings and a fight, so that's my go. No hunter enemies in play, no one engaged, ready cards, nothing to ready, card and a resource, again swift reflexes. Doom, the agenda advances. The fell beast, roughly humanoid with a canine cast and 4 feet, tears through the ground in front of you. Below the floor you can see vast tunnels beneath your house. Fiendish howling echoes from deep within the underground caverns. Shuffle the encounter disc or pile into the counter deck, discard cards until a ghoul is discarded and draw that enemy. The guy I just dealt with, isn't it? Right, discard cards until I find a ghoul. Where's the ghoul? Ghoul. That was quick. I've got the Grave Eater again. At least he's only 2 health, so I can shrivel him hopefully in one go. But I also need to draw an encounter card. Well, first of all, before I do that, let's read the third agenda. They're getting out. You hear a crazed howl outside, and suddenly all the creatures turn their attention to that sound. They rush to escape the house, breaking down doors and throwing at everything in their way. Forced at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves one location towards the parlour. At the end of the round, place 1 doom on this agenda for each ghoul in the hallway or parlour. Right, I'm going to have to set myself a reminder for that. So when is this? At the end of the round. And we're back in the room. Okay. And now I have to draw my encounter card, which is a swarm of rats. Excellent. I don't have a lone wolf. Action 1. We'll do a straight fight on the swarm of rats. 3 on a 1. 0. Rat's dead. Action 2. We will shrivel the Grave Eater. 5 on a 2. -1 again. The Grave Eater's gone as well. That's 2 actions taken. Still got Ashtaroth in play. Yashtaroth, whatever his name is. Okay, so action 3, I need that clue. Have I got anything to help me get that clue? I haven't even got to the cellar yet. Nothing. I'm going to draw. Action 3, draw. Tuck too deep again. Right, Hunter enemies move. There are no Hunter enemies in play because I've just killed them. No enemies to attack. Ready cards. Card and a resource. Enchanted Blade. Ghoul escape. Right. So at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves 1 location towards the parlour. Doom. 1 out of 10. Encounter. It's another ghoul, it's another Grave Eater. I don't have lone wolf. So action 1, shrivel the Grave Eater. 5 and 2. -4, that's a fail. Ouch. Right. Put 3 assets there that I can't play because of Yashtaroth. I think I'll just try and punch the Grave Eater. 3 on 2. Skull is -1, so that's a hit. And then I'll try and punch him again. 3 on 2. Skull -1. Okay. sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. It's 2 actions taken. Third action. Well, no, I will now do either Dexter's. No, I can't because of yes to one. I know what. I have an action left. I will pay 2 for swift reflexes. Play during an investigator's turn, except during an action. So that was between actions. Take an action as if it were your turn. So basically, it's a bonus action. So now I have 2 actions left. So I'll use those 2 actions to get rid of Yashtaroth. Hopefully that was legal. Right, no Hunter enemies in play. No enemies engaged to attack. Ready cards, and a card and a resource. I get Quantum Flux. Excellent. The resource. Ghoul escape. So Ghoul moves to the hallway. And at the end I add a Doom because there is now a Ghoul in the hallway. Okay, Doom now goes to 3. Counter. Frozen in fear. Okay, I don't have Lone Wolf. Action 1. I use Dexter's free ability to discard Shriveling and put Enchanted Blade into play for 2 instead of 3. Enchanted Blade gets 3 charges. So that was before my first action using the free ability. So action 1. Oh, Frozen in Fear, of course. So I think, yeah, so that was free, so I've got 3 actions left. I can move into the hallway, which will cost me 2 actions, and then I can fight once with the Ghoul, which will, if I charge the blade, I will be doing 2 damage, so he will still have 2 health left, but at least he will engage with me and stop moving towards the parlour. But it's an extra Doom this round, isn't it? But anyway, I don't think I can avoid that. Because if I don't go in there engaging, he's going to move into the parlour, which is where I want to endure. So, actions 1 and 2 is move, which has triggered that, and then action 3, I will charge the Enchanted Blade and fight 3, 4, 5 on a 3. 5 on a 3 doing 2 damage. 5 on a 3, Elder Sign. So that's a definite hit, 2 damage, and I can return it back to my hand, and if I want to, I don't want to, and draw a card. David Reinfeld. Tempted to play him just for soak, but I've got no money anyway. Okay, that was my 3rd action. So he's actually engaged with me. I didn't actually do that, did I? So he's here engaged with me. Enemies attack, so he deals me 1 of each. That puts me to 3 damage, 3 horror. Move that up a bit so you can actually see. Put a horror there, you just can't. That one. Let's just stretch that down. There you go. Okay. So, ready cards, card and a resource, no escape. escape, so he doesn't move because he's engaged with me, but we get an extra doom on there, that's acceleration. And now we get the normal doom. But first of all, end of round, frozen in fear, test head of 3, my head is 5, +1. I am no longer frozen in fear, for I am the master, slightly drunken magician, Dexter Drake. Show from below, test head of 3. For each point you fail by, discard a card. Head of 3. Let's lob the spoiler property and make it 4. So that's my 6. 6 on a 3. Just to be sure. Let's go -1. Is that a pass? Okay. Don't have Lone Wolf. Right, I've still got this ghoul to deal with. So let's do another enchanted blade swipe. I will charge the blade again. So I'm attacking 3, 4, 5 on a 3. 5 on a 3, -4. Oh dear. He has retaliate. So that's 1 of each damage back on me. This isn't looking good, particularly when the Ghoul Priest comes in a minute. I'm going to have to do it again. Second action. That's better. So he's dead now, which is another victory point. Third action, let's move to the cellar. Reveal the cellar. I just have to move my hand now. How inconvenient. And we'll put Deep Below Your House into play. We have 1 clue here, but it's only a shroud of 2. I never got that clue, did I? This is a disaster. Okay. So I did 2 fights, didn't I? Using up my enchanted blade and a move. So that's my actions done. No enemies are left, I have killed them all. Ready cards, card and a resource. I get 6 cents, excellent. And a resource. Ghoul escape, not in play. Doom, we go to 5 out of 10. Not going to have much time to do this. I might add an encounter. Dissonant voices. Cannot play assets or events. Don't have Lone Wolf. My plan was to play 6 cents so I could get that investigation done. Let's just do an investigate then and start lobbing things at it. I'll lob in Leo because I'm not going to afford him now and it's far too late, so that makes it a 3. I'll lob in Eldritch Inspiration, which makes it a 4. Or I could live dangerously, couldn't I? No, I won't. 3, 4. And let's throw David Winfield in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a 2. -2. It's a pass. So I get me clue. That's my first action. Second action, move to Deep Below Your House. Test evade of 3. I'll throw in a narrow escape to make it a 4 on a 3. -3, that's a fail. Search the encounter card, discard pile. Swarm of rats. Okay, action 3. I can't play 6th Sense yet. Just blooming dissonant voices. So I think what I might do, yeah, I might pay 1 for Quantum Flux. Shuffle your discard pile into your deck. I'm assuming this isn't in my discard pile at the time. Oh no, remove Quantum Flux from the game, so it doesn't matter anyway. Moot point. Which is taking a little bit longer than I was expected. An hour and 10 minutes so far, I do apologise. But we're nearly there, we're at 5 out of 10 Doom, and I haven't even got close to advancing the act to Act 3 yet. Okay. So, I'm going to have to punch the rats. 3 on 1. So that was my third action, wasn't it? Can't remember what my first action was. My second action would have been the Quantum Flux. Third action, fight the rats, and failed. Okay. No enemies in play. This isn't good. I'm now at 5 out of 6 damage. I'm going to die to rats, aren't I? Ready cards, card and a resource. Card, I gain swift reflexes. Ghoul escape. There are no ghoul enemies in play, no. Doom, we go to 6 out of 10. Encounter. Obscuring fog. Attached location gets plus. I might even put the clue on there, have I? So now we're at 6 shroud. Oh, and at the end of the round I should have discarded dissonant voices. Right, I don't have Lone Wolf in play. Action 1. So it's a 6 shroud. This is where I'm going to play dangerously now. First, action 1, punch the rats. Elder Sign, blooming heck. Right, rats is dead. For the Elder Sign, I may return an asset from your card deck to your hand and draw a card. Moonlight Ritual. Action 2. I'm going to. Ooh. Oh, I wish I had some more money. Thinking about if I die, I'll drop my clues here. I want to somehow scoop those clues up and escape. I think I might save it to the next turn then. I think, boringly, my thoughts were to delve to, oh no, I was thinking it was Drawn to the Flame. I got rid of the Drawn to the Flames, didn't I? need some sort of first aid or some soak. Right, action 2, draw. What was action 1? Killing the rats, wasn't it? Action 2, obtain a resource. Action 3. Draw a card. Oh, scroll purposes. Okay. Alright, we have no enemies in play, no enemies to attack, nothing to ready, card and a resource. That puts me on 8 cards, that's fine, and a resource puts me on 3. No goals to escape, Doom goes to 7. Encounter. Test rotting remains. For each point you fail by, take a horror. Alright, something here I don't need that's head. Let's lock the scroll of properties in. So that's 6. 6 on a 3. -2, that's a pass. Right. I don't have Lone Wolf, stop taunting me. Action 1. I use Dexter's ability. Do I drop Liquid Courage? Is it worth it for the extra point? No, I'll just spend 3 to put 6th Sense into play. I need those clues. I need that clue. The Shroud of 6. If I can get to 5. I'm at 5 at the moment with 6th Sense. I could use Narrow Escape if I get an enemy on the next turn. Cuts me a bit fine, but what are we at? 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 points. Action 2. Have I taken an action? Yeah, that was first action was paying 6th Sense. I think I'm just. Oh, I can't take the money, do I? Let's take a Liquid Courage to heal one of those. Test head of 2, 5 on a 2. -2, that's a pass, so I heal another one. So I'm down to 2 sanity. That was action 2. Action 3, and basically I'm just looking at a way of tooling myself up to try and survive a little bit longer. Because if I get this clue and come back, then I can this is a victory location, isn't it? Yeah. Then I can get into the parlour. So action 2. No, action 2 was the Liquid Courage. Action 3, gain a resource. Terrible waste. No enemies in play. Ready cards, card and a resource. It's David Renfield. And a resource, of course. A resource, of course. No calls in play. Doom goes to 8 out of 10. counter. So let's seal. With each investigator with 3 or fewer cards in hand must take a damage and horror. Each investigator with 4 or more cards in hand tests head of 2. So 5 on a 2. Cultist is -1. Right. I'm going to use Dexter's ability. Using his magic tricks, he's going to turn Liquid Courage into David Redfield for the cost of 1 rather than 2. So now I have some damage soak. I will then I want my blade out as well, but I can't afford it. And this is going to get to 10 before I... Is it worth trying a 5 on a 6 investigate? No, David Renfield boosted me by 1, so it's a 6 on a 6. Okay, let's use 6 cents to investigate the ghoul pit. 6 on a 6. This is where I want that +1 again. 6 on a 6. Oh. Oh. Fog goes. Clue got. Victory point got. That was my first action. Because playing David Renfield was a freebie, thanks to Dex's ability. Okay. Action 2. Ideally I want that. I want to have the Enchanted Blade in play by the time I get here when the Ghoul Priest is out. I take I don't need to investigate anymore. So what I can do, action 2, gain a resource. Action 3, well I hope I don't need to investigate anymore. This is where I can't remember the game. I'm going to swap, use my magic. I can't because I've already done it once. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for the next turn. Action 3 will move here. At least if I die, I'm not dropping anything on a victory point location. No enemies in play, no one to attack. Ready, card and a resource. I gain narrow escape and resource number 3. No ghouls to escape. Doom goes to 9 out of 10. And I draw my encounter card, which is Crypt Chill. Test head of 4. Thinking about it, I've already revealed this now. Maybe I should have got there, then at least I can't. I've got this turn, haven't I? I've got this turn to maybe kill the Ghoul Priest. -1. That's a pass. That was my encounter. No lone wolf. Action 1. Move here. Action 2. This is. I can't do it anyway, can I? I'm gonna be getting my sword out for no reason. spend 3 resources. Let's spend 2 resources and get rid of 6 cents using Dexter's ability. Leaving 1 behind. Boom, boom. 3 charges. Action. The thing is, I can't advance, and it's gonna go. There's no more victory points in play, is there? I'll tell you what. Let's just get myself some extra XP then. Let's pay 1 for Delve Too Deep. Draw the next encounter card. Ancient Evils, boom, advances. But that got me an extra XP. Okay, so I am on Act 2A. If the investigators are Act 1 or 2, they are trapped inside the house as the ghouls tear them apart. Resolution 3. Oh dear. Whereas if I hadn't done that, it wouldn't have triggered the doom with Ancient Evils, it would have got to the end of the round, it would have advanced, and I would have been Act 3. Oh dear. So what does Act 3, Resolution 3 say? You run to the hallway to find a way to escape the house, but the burning hot barrier still blocks your path. Trapped, the horde of feral creatures that have invaded your home close in and you have nowhere to run. In your campaign log, record that Lita was forced to find others to help her cause. In your campaign log, record your house is still standing. In your campaign log, record the ghoul priest is still alive. Each investigator who is not resigned is killed. Oh, wow. That was an embarrassment. Well, so much for taking Dexter through Return to the Night of the Zealot. Unbelievable. What a disaster. So much just because I was greedy at the end. Right, okay. Thank you for watching. 1 hour 22. So I earned 1, 2, 3, 4 league points, 5 XP, but my investigator is killed, so I don't get to spend any of it. What a sham. Wow. Okay, well thank you for watching. Thank you for enduring, should I say. And I shall see you again next time, probably in a couple of weeks for the second round. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.